Stephen John Steve Nash, OBC is a Canadian professional basketball player who currently plays for the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association. After a successful high school basketball career in British Columbia, he earned a scholarship to Santa Clara University in California. In his 4 seasons with the Broncos, the team made 3 NCAA Tournament appearances, and Nash was twice named the West Coast Conference Player of the Year. Nash graduated from Santa Clara as the team's all-time leader in assists and was taken as the 15th pick in the 1996 NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns. He made minimal impact and was traded to the Dallas Mavericks in 1998. By his 3rd season with the Mavericks, he was voted to his first NBA All-Star game and had earned his first All-NBA selection. Together with Dirk Nowitzki and Michael Finley, Nash led the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals the following season. However, he became a free agent after the 2003-04 season and returned to the Phoenix Suns. In the 2004-05 season, Nash led the Suns to the Western Conference Finals and was named the league's most valuable player. He was named MVP again in the 2005-06 season and missed out on a 3rd consecutive MVP title to Nowitzki in 2006-07. Named by ESPN in 2006 as the 9th greatest point guard of all time, Nash has led the league in assists and free throw percentage at various points in his career. He is also ranked as one of the top players in NBA league history in three-point shooting, free throw shooting, total assists, and assists per game. Nash has been honored for his contributions to various philanthropic causes. In 2006, he was named by Time as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. He also received the Order of Canada in 2007 and was awarded an honorary Doctor of Laws by the University of Victoria in 2008. Nash is a co-owner of the Vancouver Whitecaps FC professional soccer team. Early life: Nash was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, to a Welsh mother and an English father on February 7, 1974. He therefore holds British as well as Canadian citizenship. His family moved to Regina, Saskatchewan, when he was 18 months old, before settling in Victoria, British Columbia. Although Nash often played soccer and ice hockey with his younger brother Martin, he did not start playing basketball until he was 12 or 13. In grade 8, however, he told his mother that one day he would play in the NBA and would become a star. High school career: Nash originally attended Mount Douglas Secondary School in Sarnik, British Columbia, but after his grades began to drop, his parents decided to enroll him at St. Michael's University School, a private boarding school in Victoria. At St. Michael's, he starred in basketball, soccer, and rugby union. While playing basketball during his senior season, Nash averaged 21.3 points, 11.2 assists, and 9.1 rebounds per game. In the 1991-92 season, he led his team in his final year to the British Columbia AAA Provincial Championship title, and was named the province's Player of the Year. College career: although Nash's high school coach, Ian Hidlay, sent letters of inquiry and highlight reels on Nash's behalf to over 30 American universities, Nash was not recruited by any university, until Santa Clara coach Dick Davey requested video footage of the young guard. After watching Nash in person, Davey said he was nervous as hell, just hoping that no one else would see him. "It didn't take a Nobel Prize winner to figure out this guy's pretty good. It was just a case of hoping that none of the big names came around." However, Davey also told Nash that he was the worst defensive player he had ever seen. Nash was awarded a scholarship by Santa Clara for the 1992-93 season. At that time, it had been 5 years since the Broncos appeared in the NCAA Tournament. That changed when Nash led the Broncos to a WCC tournament title and an upset win over the number 2 seeded Arizona in the first round of the NCAA Men's Division I basketball tournament. In that game, Nash scored 6 straight free throws in the last 30 seconds of the contest. Although Santa Clara was defeated by Temple in the next round, the 1992-93 campaign was considered a successful one. However, the Broncos failed to sustain the momentum the following season, and only managed a 5-7 record in the conference. The team rebounded in the 1994-95 season, with Nash being named Conference Player of the Year and the Broncos topping the WCC. Featuring the league leader for scoring and assists in Nash, the Broncos returned to the NCAA Tournament, but they were defeated by Mississippi State. After the season, Nash contemplated turning professional, and decided against it when he learned that he would probably not be considered as a first-round pick in the 1995 NBA Draft. In the 1995-96 season, Nash began attracting the attention of the national media and professional scouts. He had spent the summer before that honing his skills, playing with the Canadian national team and working out with the likes of established NBA players Jason Kidd and Gary Payton. Santa Clara again captured the WCC title, and for the second consecutive year, Nash was named Conference Player of the Year, the first Bronco to do so since Kurt Rumby's. He scored 28 points in leading the number 10 seed Broncos to a first-round upset win over number 7 seed Maryland, but then the Broncos were eliminated by Kansas. Nash's performances ensured that he earned an honorable mention All-America as a senior by the Associated Press and the USBWA. He also finished his career as Santa Clara's all-time leader in career assists, free throw percentage, and made and attempted three-pointers. He remains third on the school's all-time scoring list, and holds Santa Clara's single-season free throw percentage record. In September 2006, Nash had his jersey retired, becoming the first Santa Clara student-athlete to receive that honor. College statistics, professional career, Phoenix Suns. After graduating with a degree in sociology, Nash was selected 15th overall by the Phoenix Suns in the first round of the 1996 NBA Draft. Upon hearing the draft announcement, Suns fans booed in disapproval of the relatively unknown player. This was because despite his impressive college accomplishments, Nash had not played in one of the major college conferences. During his first 2 seasons in the NBA, Nash played a supporting role behind NBA star point guards Kevin Johnson, Sam Cassell, and later, Jason Kidd. Both Johnson and Cassell had NBA Finals experience, while Kidd was the second overall pick in the 1994 NBA Draft and already an All-Star when he arrived at Phoenix. In his rookie season, Nash only managed 10.5 minutes a game, but in his second season, his playing time increased significantly and he was even ranked 13th in the league for three-point field goal percentage. Nevertheless, the Canadians' tenure with the Suns did not last. While at Santa Clara, Nash had met and befriended Dallas Mavericks assistant coach Donnie Nelson, who worked for the Golden State Warriors at the time. After moving to Dallas, Nelson was able to convince his father, Don Nelson then the Mavericks coach and general manager to acquire the underutilized Nash. Following the 1998 NBA Draft, Nash was traded from the Suns to the Mavericks in exchange for Martin Ma a one-quarter RSEPP, Bubba Wells, the draft rights to Pat Garrity and a first-round draft pick. Dallas Mavericks. It was in Dallas that Nash established himself as a formidable point guard, beginning a decade as one of the game's top players. During his first year as a Maverick he started in all 40 games he played in, and averaged 7.9 points, 2.9 rebounds and 5.5 assists per game. The 1931 Mavericks failed to make the playoffs, but in the 1999 2000 season, the team's prospects improved considerably. Nash missed 25 mid-season games due to an ankle injury, but came back to record 6 double-doubles in the last month of play. He finished the season with averages of 8.6 points and 4.9 assists per game. More importantly for the team, second-year teammate and friend Dirk Nowitzki was blossoming quickly into a top player, veteran Michael Finley was having an all-star caliber year, and the team's new owner, billionaire Mark Cuban, was bringing new energy and excitement to the franchise. Nash now had a supportive environment in which he could thrive. In the 2000-01 season, Nash averaged 15.6 points and 7.3 assists per game in a breakout season. With Nash directing the team's offense, Nowitzki and Finley playing at their best, and the acquisition of All-Star Juwan Howard complementing the high-scoring trio, the Mavericks earned a playoff berth for the first time in more than a decade. Dallas lost in the Western Conference semifinals 4-1 to the San Antonio Spurs, but it marked the beginning of a memorable run for Nash and the Mavericks. In the 2001-02 season, Nash posted career highs of 17.9 points and 7.7 assists per game and earned a spot in the NBA All-Star Game and on the All-NBA third team. He was now an All-Star, increasingly appearing in television commercials and, with Finley and Nowitzki, a part of the Dallas Mavericks' Big Three. Dallas earned another trip to the playoffs but lost again in the semifinals to the Sacramento Kings 4-1. Nash closely replicated his previous season's performance in the 2002-03 season, averaging 17.7 points and 7.3 assists per game, again earning All-Star and All-NBA third-team honors. Nowitzki and Nash led the Mavericks from a 14-game winning streak to open the season all the way to the Western Conference Finals, where they lost to the eventual NBA champions, the San Antonio Spurs 4-2. It was only the second conference finals appearance in the franchise's history. The 2003-04 season saw an offensively boosted Mavericks roster but a dip in Nash's scoring contributions. As a result, he was not selected for the All-Star and All-NBA team rosters even though he achieved new career highs in assists per game and free throw accuracy. In the playoffs, the fifth-seeded Dallas failed to make progress yet again as the Sacramento Kings saw them off 4-1. After the 2003-04 season, Nash became a free agent. He attempted to negotiate a long-term contract with Cuban, who was paying Walker, Finley, Nowitzki and Jamison nearly $50 million in combined salaries that season. Cuban wanted to build his franchise around the younger Nowitzki and did not want to risk signing the 30-year-old Nash to a long-term deal, and offered Nash a 4-year deal worth about $9 million annually, with a fifth year partially guaranteed. The Phoenix Suns on the other hand offered the point guard a 6-year, $63 million contract. Nash was reluctant to leave Dallas and returned to Cuban to see if he would match the deal. Cuban did not, and Nash signed with the Suns for the 2004-05 season. The Canadian would go on to win 2 league MVP awards with Phoenix, and on a June 14, 2006 appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, Cuban wondered out loud, "You know Steve's a great guy and I love him to death, but why couldn't he play like an MVP for us?" Return to Phoenix Suns. Nash joined a Suns team which had emerging young players in Shawn Marion, Joe Johnson and Amar'e Stoudemire. In the season before Nash arrived, the Suns had recorded a 29-53 win loss record, and they were projected to have another poor season. Head coach Mike D'Antoni favored an up-tempo style of basketball. This required smaller and more athletic players with the capability to outrun and outshoot their opponents. Nash's familiarity with this style combined with the athleticism of his teammates produced an NBA best 62-20 record and a points per game average of 110.4, the highest in a decade. The catalyst of this turnaround, Nash averaged 11.5 assists per game while making 50.2% of his field goals and 43.1% of his three-pointers in the regular season. He edged Shaquille O'Neal to win the 2004-05 NBA MVP award, becoming the first Canadian to earn the honor, as well as the third point guard ever to be named MVP, along with Magic Johnson and Bob Cousy. In the playoffs, Phoenix swept the Memphis Grizzlies in 4 games before meeting the Dallas Mavericks in the second round. Nash led the Suns to a 4-2 series win, and the Suns reached the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 1993, but lost to the eventual NBA champions and arch-rival, the San Antonio Spurs, in 5 games. The next season, Stoudemire suffered a serious knee injury, and Johnson and Quentin Richardson were traded away. The Suns were not expected to repeat their successful 2005 season, but with Nash directing the same high-tempo offense, the team compiled a respectable 54-28 record and won the division title. The Suns were again the highest-scoring team in the league with 7 players averaging double figures in points per game, and Nash was voted for the first time to start for the 2006 Western All-Star team. Having recorded career highs in points, rebounds, field goal percentage and free throw percentage, and leading the league with 10.5 assists per game, Nash was named the league MVP for the second year in a row. In the first round of the playoffs, Phoenix overcame a 3-1 deficit against the Los Angeles Lakers and won the series 4-3. The Los Angeles Clippers were their conference semifinals opponents, and the Suns again needed 7 games to clinch the series. For the second year in a row, however, the Suns bowed out in the conference finals, this time to Nash's former team, Dallas. In the 2006-07 season, Nash had another stellar campaign, averaging 18.6 points and a career-high 11.6 assists per game while becoming the first person since Magic Johnson in 1990-91 to average 18 points and 11 assists per game during the regular season. Nash received the most votes for first-team All-NBA and was joined by teammate Stoudemire. The two were the first teammates to make the first team since Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal in 2003-04. Nash received 129 first-place votes and 645 total points from the panel of 129 media members. He narrowly missed being MVP a third consecutive time, coming in second with 44 first-place votes to 83 for Dirk Nowitzki. In the playoffs, the Suns eliminated the Lakers in 5 games, but were unable to overcome the Spurs in the conference semifinals, losing the series 4-2. Nash played in 81 regular season games during the 2007-08 season. In this campaign, the Western Conference was especially competitive and he led the Suns to 55 wins and the 6th seed for the 2008 NBA playoffs. Although there was a dip in his regular season output, Nash's shooting remained sharp. The accuracy of his shooting was on par with his 2005-06 MVP campaign. On January 31, 2008, he collected his All-Star stripes for the 6th time in his career. However, Nash continued to experience agony in the playoffs. Despite a mid-season trade that sent Shawn Marion to the Miami Heat and brought 4-time NBA champion Shaquille O'Neal to the team, the Suns were defeated in the first round of the playoffs by the San Antonio Spurs for the third time in 4 years. In the deciding Game 5, Nash was perceived to have suffered from elimination game jitters, and turned over the ball twice in the final 2 minutes of what was a tight contest. Nevertheless, Nash was later named to the All-NBA second team for the 2007-08 season. Before the 2008-09 season began, Coach D'Antoni was replaced by Terry Porter, who preferred a more defensive-oriented style of basketball. The Suns had difficulties adapting to this new system, and even a December trade involving sending stalwarts Rajabell and Boris Diaw to the Charlotte Bobcats for athletic swingman Jason Richardson saw the team continue to struggle. Porter was then replaced by Alvin Gentry in February after a 28-23 record, but the Suns were unable to secure the final seed for the playoffs, resulting in Nash missing the playoffs for the first time since he returned to Phoenix for his second stint. Nash and the Suns opened the 2009-10 season with a series of strong performances, going 8-1 in their first 9 games, with Nash producing 220 assists games. On January 21, 2010, Nash was named as the starting point guard for the West for the 2010 NBA All-Star Game. With him operating at the point, the Suns were the highest-scoring team in the league for the 5th season in a row, and were seeded third in the conference for the playoffs with 54 wins. Behind solid performances by Richardson and veteran Grant Hill, the Suns defeated the Portland Trail Blazers 4-2 in the first round of the playoffs, and swept the Spurs 4-0 in the second round. The Suns met the defending champions, Los Angeles Lakers, in the conference finals. After losing the first 2 games, Phoenix won the next 2 to tie the series. A Ron Artest buzzer beater in Game 5 pushed the Lakers 1 game closer to the finals, and Kobe Bryant's 37 points in Game 6 completed the defeat of the Suns. The Suns underwent 2 major roster changes in the 2010-11 season. During the preseason, Stoudemire left for New York, while longtime teammate Leandro Barbosa was traded for Hedo Tawan-Quarter-Rakoiu. Josh Childress and Hakeem Warwick were also recruited to join the Suns. Not long after the season began, Tawan-Quarter-Rakoiu, Richardson, and L. Clark were traded to Orlando for Vince Carter, Marcin Gortat, and Mick Connell-Pierre copyrightress, while rising star Goran Dragic was traded to the Houston Rockets for Aaron Brooks. The Suns had difficulty being even a .500 team, and for the second time since Nash returned to Phoenix, the Suns failed to make the playoffs. In February 2012, Nash was named to his 8th All-Star game. At the time, he was leading the NBA in assists per game. On April 21, 2012, Nash passed Oscar Robertson for career assists versus the Denver Nuggets. Despite his stellar play, the Suns missed the playoffs for the second consecutive time. He finished the season averaging 12.5 points and 10.7 assists per game on 53.2% shooting from the field. Los Angeles Lakers. On July 11, 2012, the Los Angeles Lakers acquired Nash in a sign-and-trade deal with Phoenix. Nash also considered signing with New York or Toronto, but he decided that Los Angeles was the best fit for him and his family. Nash switched his jersey number, as his customary number 13 was retired by Los Angeles in honor of Wilt Chamberlain. Nash, an avid soccer fan, chose number 10 to pay homage to Glenn Hoddle, Zinedine Zidane and other soccer playmakers who wore the number. Entering his 17th NBA season, Nash came to the Lakers with concerns over his defense and the health of his back. In the second game of the 2012 Euro 13 season, Nash suffered a non-displaced fracture in his left leg after a collision with Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers. He was expected to miss at least 1 week, but was out of the lineup for close to 7 weeks. He was reunited with D'Antoni, who took over as Lakers coach after Mike Brown was fired after a 1 Euro 4 start. On December 22, Nash returned against the Golden State Warriors, helping the Lakers win their first overtime game of the season, 118-115, scoring 12 points with 9 assists in 41 minutes of play. The Lakers won 3 of the first 4 games after Nash returned. However, they lost their next 4, including a 125-112 loss to Houston on January 8, 2013, when Nash assisted on an Antawn Jamison jumper to become the 5th player in NBA history to reach 10,000 career assists. Kobe Bryant was moved to defend the opponent's primary ball handler, freeing Nash from unfavorable matchups. Nash also struggled with Dwight Howard to run the pick and roll, a play that D'Antoni had expected would be a staple for the Lakers. D'Antoni moved Nash off the ball and made him more of a spot-up shooter, while Bryant became the primary facilitator on offense. Nash missed the last 8 games of the season with a right hip injury that also caused nerve damage in his right hamstring. The team qualified for the playoffs as the 7th seed, but was swept 4-0 by San Antonio in the first round. Nash missed the last 2 games of the series after recurring issues with his hip and hamstring. In what he called arguably the most frustrating season of his career, Nash missed a career-high 32 games in the regular season, and averaged his fewest assists since 1999 Euro 2000, when he was a part-time starter with Dallas. During 2013 Euro 14 season, Nash continued to suffer nerve problems stemming from his leg injury the prior season. In November, he was sidelined for an estimated minimum of 2 weeks due to nerve root irritation. Nash returned on February 4, 2014, shooting 3 for 6 for 7 points. On February 7, 2014, his 40th birthday, he scored a season-high 19 points in a victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. On March 13, Nash was ruled out for the remainder of the season by D'Antoni. He was suffering from a recurrence of nerve problems stemming from an earlier collision to his left leg with Chicago's Kirk Hinrich, and the Lakers wanted to give Kendall Marshall and Jordan Farmer more playing time. However, Nash returned on March 21 after a groin injury to Farmer that was expected to sideline him a minimum of 2 weeks. In July 2014, Nash announced that the 2014 Euro 15 NBA season would be his final season. International career. In 1993, while in college, Nash played for the national team and competed in the Canada Games and World University Games. He won a bronze medal at the Canada Games and won a silver medal at the World University Games, losing to Team USA in the final, which included players such as Michael Finley and Damon Stoudemire. Nash captained Canada at the Sydney Olympics in 2000. He led Canada to win their round-robin group with a victory over Spain and a stunning 83-75 win over favoured Yugoslavia when he scored 26 points with 8 rebounds and 8 assists. Canada was eliminated in the quarter-finals with a loss to France and Nash left the court in tears. Nash expressed disappointment with the result, saying it hurts a lot. I feel like I let everybody down. We could have been in the championship game. We were good enough. Nevertheless, he did see a possible silver lining, saying hopefully kids in Canada will be inspired to play Euro. That's what I really hope. A victory in its final game of the tournament, a placement game against Russia, enabled Canada to salvage 7th place. Nash's Olympic performance propelled him to stardom in Canada and he finished 5th in voting for the 2000 Lionel Knacher Award, which is handed out to the Canadian Male Athlete of the Year. Nash again led Team Canada during qualifying for the 2004 Summer Olympics at the FIBA Americas Olympic Qualifying Tournament in San Juan, Puerto Rico. He was named tournament MVP, but Canada finished 4th, missing out on the 3 Olympic spots available. That was the last time Nash played for Canada. He was reportedly upset about the firing of head coach Jay Tano in 2004. In December 2007, he said, "In my mind right now, I'm not going to play for Canada anymore." On May 8, 2012, Nash became general manager of the Canadian senior national team. 3 months later, he rehired Tano as head coach. Player profile. Nash is most noted for his playmaking, ball handling skills and shooting. He led the league in assists for 5 years, averaging 11.5 assists per game in 2004 a Euro 05, 10.5 in 2005 a Euro 06, 11.6 in 2006 a Euro 07, 11.0 in 2009 a Euro 10 and 11.4 in 2010 a Euro 11 and won the 2005 and 2010 NBA All-Star Skills Contests. As of the end of 2012 a Euro 13 season, he had a 90.4% career free throw shooting average and a 42.8% career three-point shooting average, and ranked as one of the top 10 players in league history in total assists, assists per game, and three-point field goals made. In addition, he is ranked second in regular season point-assist double-doubles. In the 2005 Euro 06 season, Nash became the 4th player in NBA history to shoot 50% or better from the field, 40% from three-point range, and 90% from the line, joining Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, and Mark Price in the 50 Euro 40 Euro 90 club. Nash would repeat this feat 3 more times in the 2006 Euro 07, 2007 Euro 08, 2008 Euro 09 and 2009 Euro 10 campaigns. Nash and Larry Bird are the only players to have accomplished this feat more than once. A 2-time NBA MVP, Nash is only the 2nd point guard to win the MVP award multiple times and the 3rd guard in NBA history to earn back-to-back MVPs. Only 9 other NBA players have won back-to-back MVP awards: Johnson, Jordan, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Moses Malone, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, and LeBron James. On May 11, 2006, ESPN.com rated Nash as the 9th best point guard of all time, and in a survey by NBA.com in 2007, Nash received 85% of the votes by the league's general managers as best point guard in the league. In a similar survey in 2009, Nash was rated as the best passer of the ball and the player possessing the best basketball IQ. Commenting on Nash losing out to former teammate Dirk Nowitzki for the 2007 NBA MVP, Boston Celtics center and Hall of Famer Russell stated, "I think, on the world stage, he's one of our great athletes in all sports. I'm a big fan. The 2 MVPs he got, he deserved. Part of the reason that he's so good and so effective is that the guys like playing with him. he creates an atmosphere where they win games. In terms of specific skills, Nash is particularly effective playing the pick and roll, notably with Nowitzki when he was at Dallas and later with the Suns' Amar'e Stoudemire and Shawn Marion. When Nash returned to Phoenix in 2004, he helped the Suns improve from a 29-53 record in 2003-04 to 62-20 in 2004-05, reaching the conference finals for the first time in 11 years, earning him his first MVP award. The next season, he led the Suns into the conference finals, despite the injuries of all three big men. Further, Nash was responsible for 7 of his teammates attaining career highs in season scoring. With Nash operating at the point, between the 2005-06 and 2009-10 seasons, the Suns led the league in field goal percentage. NBA career statistics, regular season, playoffs, NBA career highlights, tour, NBA Most Valuable Player, 2005, 2006, 8, NBA All-Star, 2002-03, 2005-08, 2010, 2012, 7, All-NBA Selection, First Team, 2005-07, Second Team, 2008, 2010, Third Team, 2002, 2003. Tour, NBA All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge winner, 2005, 2010, 5, NBA Regular Season Leader for Assists per Game, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2011, 6, NBA Regular Season Leader for Total Assists, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2, NBA Regular Season Leader for Free Throw Percentage, 2006, 2010, 7, NBA Regular Season Leader for Assists per 48 minutes, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. 2008, 2010, 2011, 4, member of 50-40-90 club, has more 50-40-90 seasons than any other player in NBA history, one of only 6 players to have ever shot 50-40-90, one of only 2 players to have shot 50-40-90 more than once. Lou Marsh Trophy, 2005, 3, Lionel Knacher Award, 2002, 2005, 2006, J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award, 2007, highest career free throw percentage in NBA history, 90.42%, off the court. Personal life, in 2001, Nash met Alejandra Amarilla in Manhattan. They got married in June 2005 and had twin daughters, Lola and Bella, born on October 14, 2004, and a son, Matteo Joel, born November 12, 2010. On the day of his son's birth, Nash made a statement to Life and Style in which he announced the birth but called it a bittersweet moment, revealing that he and his wife had lived separately for the past several months, and are in the process of dissolving their marriage. Nash's younger brother, Martin Nash, played soccer for the Vancouver Whitecaps FC and made 30 appearances for the Canadian national soccer team. Their younger sister, Joanne, was the captain of the University of Victoria Vikes women's soccer team for 3 years and was named a Canada West University's Athletic Association All-Star. She is married to Manny Malhotra of the Montreal Canadiens. Nash has a medical condition called spondylolisthesis, which causes muscle tightness and back pain. Due to the condition, when he is not in the game he lies on his back rather than sitting on the bench to keep his muscles from stiffening. Charity. In 2001, Nash formed the Steve Nash Foundation. Through grants to public service and non-profit entities, the foundation aims to foster health in kids by funding projects that provide services to children affected by poverty, illness, abuse, or neglect, and create opportunity for education, play, and empowerment. It focuses its resources on communities in Phoenix, Arizona, and British Columbia, Canada. It was given charitable status in 2004. This foundation was awarded the Steve Patterson Award for Excellence in Sports Philanthropy in 2008. Nash also founded the Jim Jennings Memorial Endowment Fund, established in honor of a volunteer staff member at Santa Clara University who served the basketball team for more than 20 years. Elsewhere, Nash is the sponsor of the Steve Nash Youth Basketball League in British Columbia that has grown over 10,000 participants. He has also become involved with Gulu Walk, a Canadian-operated charitable organization that raises awareness and funds for the war-affected children of northern Uganda. In September 2007, Nash and Yao Ming headlined a group of NBA players who traveled to China and played an exhibition game with the Chinese national basketball team. The charity event reportedly raised $2.5 million, earmarked for Chinese children in need. In May 2006, Nash was named by Time as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. In the accompanying write-up by Charles Barkley, Nash was lauded for his unselfishness on the basketball court, and being just a nice guy, who had paid for a new pediatric cardiology ward in a Paraguayan hospital. On December 28, 2007, it was announced that Nash would receive Canada's highest civilian honour, the Order of Canada, and on June 3, 2008, it was announced that Nash would receive a star on Canada's Walk of Fame. On September 18, 2009, he was awarded an honorary Doctor of Laws degree by the University of Victoria, in recognition of his athletic achievements and his philanthropic work on behalf of young people through the Steve Nash Foundation. Endorsements: Nash is selective in his endorsements, preferring companies he deems socially responsible. After winning his first MVP award, he was approached to serve as spokesperson for numerous products, including MDG Computers, Raymond Weil watches, Vitamin Water, and Clearly Canadian bottled water. He also has a long-standing relationship with Nike. Nash is represented by agent Bill Duffy. Soccer. Nash grew up playing soccer. He stated in a 2005 interview that he could have played professionally if he had focused on it, and continues to hold an interest in the sport. When Dirk Nowitzki arrived in the NBA from Germany, he and Nash became close friends, in part because they enjoyed watching soccer together. Nash is friends with several professional soccer players, including Alessandro Del Piero, Thierry Henry, Owen Hargreaves, Massimo Ambrosini and Steve McManaman. During his off-season, when he lives in New York City, he has trained with the New York Red Bulls of Major League Soccer, and once tried to arrange a pickup game in the city's Central Park with the Red Bulls and one of his local teams. Nash, whose father was born in the Tottenham district of London, is a lifelong Tottenham Hotspur supporter, and has expressed interest in owning a minority stake in the club. "I'd like to be an owner. It's something I could do for the rest of my life after my little window of popularity dies," he said in an interview with the New York Times. Nash added, "I've been a passionate supporter all my life. My parents are from North London and so it's not like I'm some Yank who wants to make a profit out of football. I don't care about making money. I just want to see Spurs succeed and, if I can help, that's great." However, he said any participation in Spurs would come after his basketball career is over, and he has had only casual contact with Chairman Daniel Levy and former Director of Football Damian Comolli. Nash is also a fan of Brazilian team Sport Club Corinthians Paulista, which his former Suns teammate Leandro Barbosa supports. When Barbosa visited Corinthians in 2007, the club gave him a shirt with Nash's name and jersey number. Nash had also previously made statements about his intention to bring Major League Soccer to Vancouver as early as 2011, which he has succeeded in doing. He joined the USL1 Vancouver Whitecaps FC team's ownership group in July 2008 and in March 2009, Vancouver was officially named as a future MLS expansion city, set to join the league in 2011. Nash, along with former Yahoo! President and fellow Victoria native Jeff Mallett, are investors in women's professional soccer, a soccer league that was launched in March 2009. Nash cited his twin daughters and wanting to have role models for them to look up to as a reason for supporting the league. Nash also co-hosted Showdown in Chinatown in 2008, an 8-on-8 charity soccer game held at Sarah D. Roosevelt Park. He scored 2 goals in his team's 8-5 victory. Participants included Thierry Henry, Jason Kidd, Baron Davis, and Suns teammates Rajabel and Leandro Barbosa. In July 2013, Nash participated in a training session with the Italian soccer club Inter Milan at the New York Red Bulls facilities in New Jersey. Other interests: Nash and a Montreal-based partner, Leonard Schlemm, opened the first Steve Nash Sports Club in the spring of 2007 in downtown Vancouver, a high-end, $5 million, 38,500 square foot facility that will mirror Nash's own fitness philosophy. In 2007, Nash wrote and produced an 81-second commercial for Nike titled Training Day, directed by Julian Schnabel's daughter Lola, which gained popularity as a viral video on YouTube. Nash also started a film production company together with his cousin, filmmaker Ezra Holland, and intends to produce independent films. The first creative effort to come from Methawk was a 91-second commercial, titled The $60 Million Man, for Nike's eco-friendly trash talk shoe, the first high-performance shoe to be made at the behest of the environmentally conscious Nash from recycled materials. Nash has worn the shoe since February 2008, but Nike produced only 5,000 pairs for sale. The ad, which broke virally on Earth Day 2008, was written by Nash and the directors of the spot, Danny Vauer and Ezra Holland. It is a spoof remake of the title sequence of the American television series The $6 Million Man and plays on Nash's numerous on-court collisions. Annalise Chidmire and Rajabel have cameo appearances. Nash and Holland also co-directed the documentary Into the Wind, about iconic Canadian athlete and activist Terry Fox, as part of ESPN's 30 for 30 series. For the 2010 Winter Olympics held in Vancouver, Nash became the first NBA player in Olympic history to carry the torch and light the Olympic cauldron. Nash is also known for his outspoken political views. He was an early, public opponent of the 2003 Iraq War, wearing a custom-made T-shirt to the 2003 NBA All-Star Game that stated "No War, Shoot for Peace." Although Nash did get positive support from teammate Nick Van Exel among others, he also drew criticism from David Robinson, a former naval officer and fellow NBA player, as well as commentators like Skip Bayless, who criticized Nash as being uninformed and advised him to just shut up and play. Nash has also recently been critical of Arizona's SB 1070 legislation, which seeks to aggressively address illegal immigration, as he felt the law obviously can target opportunities for racial profiling. See also: List of Canadians in the National Basketball Association, List of foreign NBA players, List of National Basketball Association players with 1,000 games played, List of National Basketball Association career assists leaders, List of National Basketball Association career turnovers leaders, List of National Basketball Association career three-point scoring leaders, List of National Basketball Association career minutes played leaders, List of National Basketball Association career playoff assists leaders, List of National Basketball Association career playoff turnovers leaders, List of National Basketball Association career playoff three-point scoring leaders, List of National Basketball Association players with most assists in a game. List of oldest and youngest National Basketball Association players, List of sportspeople with dual nationality, references. Further reading. External links, career statistics and player information from NBA.com, or a basketball-reference.com, Canada Basketball Profile, Steve Nash at the Internet Movie Database, Steve Nash on Twitter, Steve Nash, winner of the Lionel Knacher Award and the Bobby Rosenfeld Award, Virtual Museum of Canada exhibit.